mean, Father, that's a fantastic song.
Yeah,
Great singing.
Thanks.
But even the device you're using there is also pretty amazing.
Yeah, very good little cool box on the floor. Yeah, and it's like a little loop station. This particular one's called the Boomerang, and that was all live, so it enables me to multi-track live.
Right there on the spot.
Right there on the spot. So I play one bass part, play another bass part, then I got the mic plugged in, then I can sing one vocal part, sing another. Can't afford a band, you know what I mean? Bring the band with me, you know? It's too much money. 6 plane tickets, got to feed 6 people, so put the box in a suitcase and go on the road and do it that way. It's a very Franciscan kind of band.
Very Franciscan way to do it.
Yeah. I wish I could have a band with me, but you know, it's too big, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's fantastic. Fantastic piece, and the way you pull it all together. I mean, the gifts and talents that God gave you obviously aren't just with the bass and the singing, but being able to run that device.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's a bit of multitasking.
Practice.
Yeah.
Pray. Practice.
Yeah. Praise God, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your background a little bit. You had, before you joined the Franciscans, you had a music background.
Yeah.
What would you say?
It was prenatal, man. I mean, I was doing music in my mother's womb when she was loved up swish. I was swinging, you know, and then you know, apparently there's some talent hidden in the family on the Greek side, and then my father, man, loves to whistle and he wanted to sing, and so I think some of that in the DNA flowed over to me, and then thanks to my father who got me, you know, guitar when I was 2nd grade, got me going really early. So I thank God, you know, for my family and for him giving me, you know, that opportunity very young. And then
your father's Italian.
Yeah, my mom was Greek. My father's Italian. Yeah, so it started, you know, prenatal, and now it's hopefully just gonna keep getting better right until they put me down into the hole, you know.
Now you grew up obviously in New York, right? What part?
Born and raised.
What part of New York?
Born and raised in Yonkers, New York. Been in the South Bronx for 25 years. So.
Wow. And maybe I'd like to get into a little bit of your own personal conversion story. What happened?
Well, I could put it in a nutshell, give you the real shorty version like this. You know, it's out on a much more detailed with music and penetrating questions and long answers. But the shorty version of it is when I was a kid, I wanted to be a priest. My parish priest was my hero. I wanted to be a priest like him. He left the priesthood, married a cute little nun. Thank you, Second Vatican Council. Got a big dispensation for the whole thing and all that. Threw me off the deep end as I was descending down off the deep end into the depths that God was watching me descend down. And, you know, I thought, okay, I'm finished. And God said, yeah, I know you think you're finished, but you don't know what I'm thinking. And I didn't want to know what he was thinking. So then it moved into the next phase. So when I was in conflict, to have what I was thinking line up with what God was thinking. You know, as Isaiah put it good, he said, you know, when God said through Isaiah, he says, as high as the sky, you know, it's high, my ways is high, way higher than your ways, you know. And so to line it up, to be lined up, to come to be able to finally get to the point where I say, okay, what do you want? So then God used circumstances, as he does always through events in history, to get me to the point where I said, okay, what do you want? So, you know, the first book I ever bought on my own that wasn't for school that I actually read was $2.45, double-day version of Francis of Assisi by Johannes Jorgensen. You know, I started reading that book and then closed it right away because I saw Francis going, you know, and Francis was like way out of the box. Francis was like radical. Francis' love for Jesus was explosive, was amazing. It was unique. It was like never before. And I'm looking at that, I'm going like, oh boy. So my first vocational prayer was no. You know, and then God said, yeah, you'll get over that. And then I moved to the next level in my vocational prayer. And I was just telling God to like, go away. And God said, no, but you'll get over that. And then I moved to the 3rd level, and it was like, leave me alone, because I could tell you a story for hours how God like chased me down. And I said, leave me alone. God said, no. Got me to the point to where then I asked the question. I said, okay, what do you want? Cut a long story short, he showed me, and then I said yes. So here I am.
And that was in the heart of the 70s, right?
It was, and then I entered the Capuchins when I was in 1979.
You were 19? Or?
No, in 1979. Yeah. I was about 22 or something like that.
Okay.
And then in 1987, we began the Franciscan Friars of the Renewal.
And we're going to come back and talk more about that, but we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with Father Stan Fortuna. Don't go away.
For more information on Live on the Rock and other EWTN programs, visit us on